Hey girl, happy Monday. I am beyond excited to share with you today's episode. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Today we are going to peel back the layers and give you some insight into behind the scenes of recovery coaching and how it works and how it can work in your life. I'm going to share with you from permission of a recent client who I had the absolute honor and pleasure of working with. She has written a fantabulous review and testimonial of our partnership together and all of the work that she did in her life and to experience freedom from food, absolutely controlling her life. And today I'm going to share you nuggets from her experience and give you some insight into behind the scenes of recovery coaching. All right, stay tuned. Here we go. Hey girl, welcome to the Her Best Self podcast. I'm Lindsay Nickel, former competitive figure skater and perfectionist, turned God-led imperfect boy mom and digital CEO. If you find yourself constantly thinking about food and wondering if you'll wake up one day free from the obsessive thoughts and behaviors controlling your life, then I've created this podcast for you because I know exactly what it's like to be a downright hot mess trapped in the destructive cycle of disordered eating. I finally found freedom and you can too, girlfriend. So if you're ready to heal your relationship with food and body and break the chains of control and show up in your best health, then grab your favorite Tarjay journal and let's get to it so you can start living your best life as your best self. I cannot even fathom that we are episode 50. Girl, we are in episode 50. And if you're new to the show, welcome. I am beyond blessed to have you listening in today, friend, because this show was put on my heart a couple years ago and I felt like I just wasn't ready. I felt scared. I felt all of the imposter syndrome feelings when you're stepping out into an uncomfortable place. Like, why me? Why do I need to share my experience with recovery and my struggle with anorexia to the world? And being in that perfectionism mindset, in that place, it felt hard. It felt like I just wanted to put that chapter behind me and move on with my life. But God had bigger plans. God wanted me to share my journey, my struggles, my story, all the real raw stuff with you guys. And so birthed the podcast, which little by little by little, day by day by day, just like I coach all of my clients, one action led to another action and another action. And here we are celebrating 50 episodes of the show. The show started as a pipe dream and it has led to so many amazing relationships that I could super get emotional over right now because I have met women from all across the globe. And in fact, one of my most recent clients who I absolutely adore, I just finished our 3-month program together with her through personalized recovery coaching. And it was an honor. It was an absolute honor to watch her growth. It was spectacular, the results that she received from us coaching together. And while I really do believe that many women are on the verge of that recovery freedom, coaching is an extra layer. It's help and support. It will give you so much accountability that you need to show up for you. And this is what my client needed to get her jumping off the cliff, to get her into the land of freedom. And so I wanted to share with you today some insight, some behind the scenes, and yes, I'm going to share with you the testimony that she provided for me. But I also just wanted to be mindful that this space is super, super vulnerable, this space that we are in. And when we navigate freedom from disordered eating, it's not something that everyone wants to shout above the mountaintop. And while that personal journey is such a spectacular thing that happened in her life, I am very, very sensitive to the fact that this is a personal matter. And so instead of having her on the show to share her words with all of my listeners, I wanted you guys to hear it from me based upon the absolutely heartfelt testimonial that she provided. I will share with you her testimony straight from her mouth, and we're going to talk a little bit about how if you're looking for support and how you feel like this could be what is going to help you change the direction of your life, I want you to know that I offer it. I offer it over at lindsaynickel.com. You can fill out a client application and I'll get back to you. When Mia, we're going to call her Mia today, just to be completely anonymous here, but I absolutely loved working with Mia. And when I talked to Mia in our very first consult, she was a little skeptical. She wanted to start working. She was excited about it, but she had tried things in the past and she wasn't quite sure that recovery coaching was what would work for her, but she wanted to give it a shot because she was super tired of being super tired and dealing with this for so long. And Mia was an international client, so she was in another country. Telling you guys, like, coaching and doing this virtually was an amazing experience, and why I feel doing coaching sessions over Zoom can give you so much trajectory in your recovery process. But Mia came to me, she was at the bottom, and she told me that the podcast made her realize that she wasn't alone and that there was hope to escape the torment of her eating disorder and a life of freedom. And she wanted to explore more of that. She was excited to explore more of that and to start our sessions and find that freedom so that she could start living instead of constantly struggling and suffering, although she knew that it was probably going to be one of the hardest things. And so I'm going to share with you her testimony straight from her. And I hope this touches your heart because, friend, it surely is eye-opening to me that all the work that we're putting out in the world, all the work that this podcast does for so many of you that are listening is not only is it all centered around God, but it is something that has been my purpose, my passion, and I have turned the desire of perfectionism into a purpose that is so much larger than me. So whether you are a believer or whether you're not, you're welcome here. Because, friend, there is so much more to this life than what you are currently struggling with. There's so much more to this life. And until you can get that out of the way, you can't truly live life like you should be living it. So here's Mia's personal testimony. Before working with Lindsay, I had been suffering from anorexia for 12 years. A perfectionist and high achiever, anorexia developed as my coping mechanism to help me feel I had some sort of control in my life that otherwise felt uncontrollable. After finally graduating and beginning my career, the pressure of school lessened and I felt more ready to let go of my need for control and thus restricting. I had felt I was in a better place with eating until life took a turn and I found myself stuck in a cycle of binging and restricting. With my identity being heavily weighted on restricting and my value being determined by the number on my scale, I fell into a dark place where I felt I was no longer able to control how much I was eating. This led to purging to try to undo the damage done, but despite this, I kept seeing the number on the scale climb. My self-worth was crumbling with the weight gain, which only led to more binging and purging, and I began to feel completely helpless. Trapped by my thoughts forever telling me my worth was determined by a number on the scale and no longer able to control my eating to bring my weight back down, I felt I had lost complete control and that life wasn't worth living. I would spend nights crying by the toilet after an episode of purging, praying to God to help me. That's when I found Lindsay's podcast. Her podcast made me realize I wasn't alone and that there was hope to escape the torment of eating disorders and a life of freedom. I gained insight into which voice in my head was my own and which voice was eating disorders. Girl, if this resonates with you at all, if this touches your heart at all, I just want to lean into that place today. So many of us have been in this debilitating cycle that feels uncontrollable. It feels helpless. But a feeling is just that. It's a feeling. And we can let it be and we can acknowledge that it's there. And we can find a place where we can push ourselves forward to do the next best thing so that we can move one step into the direction that we are meant to move forward into. And I asked Mia during one of our last discussions, what tools and skills helped you the most when it comes to personalized coaching and the experience that she had working together? And she said that learning that your eating disorder becomes a part of your identity, so that even when you're ready to break free from it, it is so ingrained in the person that you believe that you are, that by stepping away from that, you are now a nobody and you have no value, worth, or purpose. And the mental shift to realizing that you literally can change your identity by mapping out who you want to be and making the changes to become that person was something that was huge for her. She also had to do a lot of unwrapping all of the qualities that you admire in other people and what a hero looks like for you. And then something that her and I talked about from Craig Groeschel's book, The Power of Change, is really becoming your own hero. And so that was something that her and I focused on regularly in sessions, and she stuck to that. And then another thing that she mentioned was super helpful for her was realizing that you can become the person you want to be. You just have to let yourself do it. I wish I could underscore this 500 times. This is the belief. This is the belief that it's possible. This is doing the thing when we don't feel like we want to do the thing. And you can do that by refusing to let those negative thoughts be there and then release them. You just listen to your voice. Learn to hear your voice. Sit quietly enough to hear your voice because it's completely separate from your eating disorders. Okay, I really wanted to bring up one other thing that she talked about with coaching because I feel like, well, not only did this bless my heart, but I want to share this with you because I know it's going to ingrain into your soul as well. Lindsay's coaching helped me to make lifestyle changes that I didn't believe I could. For example, letting go of the scale seemed like an impossible task, but with her support, I did it. And once I did it, I felt incredibly empowered. This one step dramatically changed my life, and I have never looked back. My mantra became, I do not binge. I do not restrict. I do not have an eating disorder. I eat for fuel and to provide my body the nutrients it needs to perform at its best. Repeating this over and over allowed me to break free from the chains Ed had me in and no longer believe that I was or desire to be identified by an eating disorder. I literally could cry right now, you guys, because this is it. Like, this is it. And I'm telling you, the accountability and coaching and the personal relationships that I form with my clients and Mia has been something that I will take with me forever and always, because one of the best experiences is being able to have that support and community, because this disorder is something that is so secretive. It can keep you stuck because you're in your own head with your own thoughts that aren't really your thoughts, but it's like crazy making. And working with Mia and seeing this change literally week to week to week with her was so rewarding, and why I believe that recovery coaching is so valuable when it comes to a treatment plan or when it comes to truly wanting help and truly getting the help that you need for an eating disorder. So another thing that I had asked when she exited working with me was her biggest takeaway. And Mia wrote that my biggest takeaway from this experience is that we are in control of our own lives. Everything we think becomes what we believe and shapes what we do. And by shifting our thoughts and our mindset, we can accomplish anything. Being wrapped up in my eating disorder always felt like I was living under the clouds. I could see the sunshine on the other side of the road, but it always felt too scary, too unknown to cross over. Ed would whisper to me how dangerous it was to step into the sunshine. I would immediately gain 1,000 pounds. Everyone would judge me for just letting myself go. I would never be able to get back to this body and person that I was. But Lindsay was a beacon of hope when I was at my darkest point. And she showed me that the beauty and freedom is available on the other side. With her coaching, I was able to step across that road, out from under the clouds, free myself from Ed's abusive voice. And let me tell you, once you cross that road, you will realize everything that your eating disorder was telling you is a lie. Over here in the sunshine, things are easy, free, and I have never been happier with my body or myself. I could not have done this without Lindsay. Mia, I'm giving you a virtual hug. You know that I love you, girl, and I am in your corner for all of the days. I just want to tell you that we have a special bond, a special connection, And I am so thankful that you were brought into my little corner of the internet and this podcast. I am so thankful that I was able to share your testimony with folks today, because not only did Mia stop the binge and purge cycle, not only did Mia toss the scale, not only did Mia go on 2 trips out of the country, run a marathon, but Mia changed who she was. She literally changed who she was and who she believed she was. And that is what made all the difference. And so I just want to share with all of you that there is a possibility for you to do the exact same thing. And I really believe with all of my heart, if you have a spark inside of you that is nudging you, if you have this stirring within your spirit and in your soul, and you're like, I want that, I really want that, then I want to hear from you. The first thing I want you to do is go on out to lindsaynickel.com, and I want you to fill out the client application for personalized coaching. Right now, I am filling up very quickly, and we are going to have to go on a wait list pretty soon. So if that is something that you are interested in, please go on out and make sure that you fill out that application. The second thing I want you to do is come join us in our private Facebook community. You can find the link in the show notes below, because friend, you need community. You need so much more than you. There are so many women all across this planet that are experiencing exactly what you're experiencing and are where you're at today. And I don't want you to do this alone. You're not meant to do this alone. So come on out to our private Facebook community. And then lastly, if this show has blessed your heart in any way, I would be honored for you to share it and for you to go on out to Apple Podcast and give it a rating and a review. With every single 5-star rating and review, we can grow the platform to where we can become more visible for others. And while this podcast is a top 10% global podcast, I feel like we're just getting started. And I'm asking for your help to continue to make that possible for us. Girl, I hope that hearing this testimony has touched your heart today, because I truly believe this is so much greater than just a show, a podcast around eating disorders. It's so much greater than to give you hope and inspiration, although that is lovely. I want you to hear it. I want you to hear that it's possible, because when Mia came to me, she did not feel like it was possible. You heard her talk about feeling helpless. You heard her talk about just wishing like life was completely different. And she had so much fear. She had so much fear about what other people thought and if this could work for her. But friend, Mia did. She put in the work, and I held her accountable, and we pushed, and she held herself accountable. And I just want you to know that's not just for Mia. That freedom is available for you too. So if you're looking for that, I want you to know that it is possible to break free. It's possible. And to become your very best self. I just want to thank Mia. Thank you so much, Mia, for sharing your experience with the fam here on the Her Best Self podcast. And thank you so much for being an amazing example to women that this journey is so possible for them. And I just want to thank you again for being vulnerable. Thank you again for finding me and reaching out and not taking no for an answer and applying what we worked together every single week. I am so proud of you. And friend, if you are looking for hope, you're looking for healing, and you're looking to break the chains, then today can be your day. All right, girl, I hope that this show has blessed your heart, and I can't wait to talk with you guys on Thursday. If you have any topics that you'd love for me to share on the show, send them over in my email, and I will take a look at them and make sure that we get them out there to the world so that they can help change the way you do life. Email us at info@lindsaynickel.com and share that with us. All right, girl, I hope that you have loved this personal experience and that you have enjoyed hearing Mia's story and some insights about behind the scenes of recovering coaching and a testimonial. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now, girl. Oh, friend, thank you so much for letting me share what was on my heart today. My hope for this podcast is to help more women find freedom from food and body. If this has empowered or blessed you, let me know. I'd be honored for your rating and review of my show, and I'd love to connect with you in my private Facebook community. You really can move from perfection to purpose. Let's break the chains together. I'll help navigate the way. Until next time, bye for now, girl.